Okay, Brad, in your lesson we had a couple things that kind of came up. We talked a lot about, in the beginning, getting your club face alignments a lot better, and also getting your arms a lot better on the downswing. First and foremost, with those, getting the hands to come away from the right shoulder as much as possible to shallow you out on the downswing. Okay? So you pretty much accomplish that on a consistent basis. And right now, what we're going to work on is we're going to work on trying to keep the circle in line. Okay? So what happens is when you make your golf swing and you tend to get your arms down, you change your circle and your baseline out to the right too much. Okay? And in doing that, you can hit a draw, but it starts too far out to the right. It doesn't necessarily have the best chance to come back to the target, okay, or you over curve it. And the reason why you did that is because when the face was shut, the face was too square at impact, so you go more inside out on it, okay, you square it up. And you basically get two misses. You overhook it when things were good, and then sometimes you change the face angle so it would open up. So there's a few things that you have to do. Okay, first off is we need to get the club to exit on the circle just as it does on the backswing, the same as it does on the follow through. Okay, so we don't want to have a shifted one where the club comes out too vertical on the finish, which would be like up here. We want to have it exit more out on the circle here. There's a few things that you have to do. Okay, first off is we need to get the club to exit on the circle just as it does on the backswing, the same as it does on the follow through. Okay, so we don't want to have a shifted one where the club comes out too vertical on the finish, which would be like up here. A couple checkpoints you want to make sure. You want to make sure your shoulders are square at impact. Okay, hips are open yet forward, not turned, forward. Okay, which will incrementally open the hips as you drive through the ball. Okay. Another thing you want to work on is as you're pushing your hips forward, is that this is going to make you get some tilt. Okay. One thing that happens in your swing because of you going this way is that your body actually stops, shoulders remain closed too long, okay, and the hips stay square to the target too long as you come through the ball. Club X is too high, and it kind of gives you a kind of a pieced made finish on the follow through. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of keep the tilts, keep the hips going forward, and get your exit coming out lower. Okay? Okay, so those were really good, right? Those were pretty much, but you had a couple draw, couple push, couple draw.
Great.
One of the things that you have to do is when you come to the ball, you have to keep your side tilt. okay? At least more. So not only are you going forward and up, but you're also staying in some side tilt, because you come up a lot. You're the other side of the spectrum where you stand up enough. Okay, a lot of people don't do that. They don't stand up enough. Most people stay down too long, okay? But you stand up a lot. So you have to be able to keep your head and your neck in that side tilt as you come through it. And the reason why you do that is so that your shoulders come out on a better angle, okay, when you hit it, okay? It also helps the shoulders turn on a circle, okay, without staying this way, okay, which you never do. Okay, you then tend to come up this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep your eye line and your head in that same spot as you come through it. Okay, that'll keep you more in this side tilt through the ball. Okay? Yeah, hold it. Okay. So we're going to start this line and we're finishing on that line. Do one more. I'm going to not do this line, but I'm going to do this line. So the players that stay in their forward tilt the longest and too long would be like Michelle Wee, right? Michelle Wee would be a good example. Nick Faldo would be another example. So the players that stay the most down, okay, those would be those players, okay? The players that come the most up would be who? Who would be a good example of the players that come the most up?
I have no idea.
Okay, probably like a Tom Lehman, okay? Probably the most, okay? So we're going to try to get somewhere in between that, okay? Yeah, very good. Excellent. Very good. What you're going to notice is it's going to keep the shoulders this way as you come through the ball, opposed to going like that, okay? That would be the other side of the spectrum. Okay, really good. Ball went about twice as high. Right? A little curve.
And the finish was more balanced,
More
stable,
arms straight. Good.
without even trying.
Right.
It went like that just by staying closer on the circle.
Correct. Now, Brad, I know you know this, but what would happen if you stood up the most too soon, okay? Even though that's a viable piece for most people, and you did stand up faster, what would happen to the shaft, and what would that do to the face? Okay. It can do several things to the face, but what's one thing that happens pretty commonly with you? The ball goes lower.
Right.
The face closes.
I hood the club face, and the ball goes lower.
Correct. Yeah. So you take the loft off,
right,
which makes it harder for the longer clubs.
Right. But when I still stay in the tilt, I have more loft. I have a higher trajectory, and I have a draw.
Right. Now you didn't hit it higher because you backed up on it, right?
No.
Right.
The head should stay in the same place.
Correct.
The hips go forward, so I get a tilt, but my head does not move back.
Right.
If my head moves back, I'm going to put weight on my right foot instead of keeping my weight forward.
And that would shift your plane even more.
Right.